This is going to blow your mind. Whilst you're looking at the photos of the various liveries that we have in stock and the incredible detail on this locomotive, I'll read you a little bit of history. The LNER Y7 started life as the North Eastern Railway's H-class. The first 6 were built in 1888 to Thomas Wordzell's design, to replace the elderly Manning Wardle locomotives on the NER's docks. They were the perfect docks shunter, being rugged and simple. Their short wheelbase could navigate the tight curves and poor track, but their relatively large boilers created plenty of steam to shunt large trains. The first batch proved so successful that a further 10 locomotives were ordered in 1891, followed by another 3 in 1897. All 19 of these locomotives passed into LNER ownership at the grouping. The LNER reclassified them as Y7 and found them so useful that a further 5 were built in 1923, 35 years after the original engines were introduced. Outwardly, the Y7s appeared to have no coal bunker. However, a bunker was built internally into the left-hand water tank and loaded from the top, which is nicely modelled on this Rapido. This could hold 6.25 hundredweight in coal, a rather small amount, meaning that often coal could have been seen piled on top of the left-hand water tank and even on the cab roof. Some engines were fitted with shunting poles to allow shunting of wagons on adjacent lines. The Y7s were modified over the years. Early engines were fitted with ram's-bottom safety valves encased in brass cover, whilst later engines received standard Ross pop safety valves. Originally designed with a handbrake and drum buffers, later engines were fitted with steam brakes and traditional buffers. One example was fitted with vacuum brakes for working passenger trains on the North Sunderland Railway. Initially concentrated in the northeast, in locations such as Darlington and Gateshead Works, Alexandra Docks and Tyne Dock, the Y7s spread themselves far and wide, from St Margaret's Shed and Leith Docks in Scotland to Tweedmouth and York, and even as far south as Stratford and Neasden. This net was cast even further during wartime. Some were loaned to the Ministry of Works at Shawerdine near Shrewsbury, one to the Admiralty at Kyle of Lochleash, and 3 to the Royal Arsenal at Woolwich. Dock work was hard during the Great Depression, and between 1929 and 1932, 16 Y7s were withdrawn. 9 were sold into industry. A further 3 later entered into industrial service, and BR only inherited 2 Y7s in 1948 to become numbers 68088 and 68089. The latter was used in the North Sunderland Railway until it closed in 1951. It ended its days on Morecambe Promenade, whilst number 68088 was sold to the National Coal Board in 1952. Luckily, it was saved for preservation and is now based at the Mid-Suffolk Light Railway. Classmate number 1310 was sold into industry in 1933 and was preserved in 1965. It's now based at the Middleton Railway. And now for the all-important unboxing, and as you can see, it is the traditional Rapido box, and this Loco is Locomotive Y7, British Railways black, number 68089, and it's DC silent. Let's see if I can get that so you can see it without the reflections, and it is SKU number 932009, and we at Enwins have got 2 of this particular version, the BR version, in stock. Now, as well as the usual excellent Rapido packaging, you've got this sheet that comes over the top, plastic sheet, extra protection, and we welcome extra protection for our Locos. The box is the usual very sturdy Rapido item, and as you can see, it's got a rendition of the Loco on the front, and I'll let you look around the box if that's of interest to you. So, the other thing that this has that previous models have not necessarily had is this handy little thumb grip here, which makes it so much easier, because these are brilliant airtight friction fit boxes, but again, nice and sturdy. We approve. Inside we have the information pack on the Loco. It is very comprehensive, as you would expect from Rapido. Now, there's some information that came through to us from Rapido as a retailer, and if you go right to the very end of the video, we will explain that. It is very important information for those of you who are into DCC sound fitting, because all the ones we've got in stock are DC. Unfortunately, devastatingly good looks are not enough to earn a living these days. Who knew? So, if you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully by the time you've reached this far, hopefully you have, why not give us a thumbs up, hit the like button, and tell your friends, share the link, tell them about the video, and better still, click on the bell, click on the all option, and you'll be told when there's new videos coming, because I promise you there's some really good content coming to this channel. Continuing on, we have the foam protection on the top, which again, more protection. We love protection for our Locos. And inside we have the Loco itself in it's got protective foam either side of the packaging. It's got protection on the top and on the bottom when you slide it out from here. Also, in the box we have here the accessories pack, and this is extremely comprehensive, as you would expect from Rapido. I won't be fitting any of these to the Loco, but you can see that there's quite a bit in here, and there are instructions within the booklet that tells you exactly what to do and how to fit them. I thought I would show you this. The company have provided instruction book, as you know, and here it lists the items that are in that accessory bag. So there are scale couplings, chains ×2. There are dumb buffers ×4. Now the dumb buffers were fitted to some of the early locomotives when they were built, and later ones had the standard buffers. Tank front handrails ×2. Front side steps ×2. Brake linkage. Shunting poles ×4. Shovel and fire iron. There are also comprehensive instructions, as you can see, for fitting the couplings. Now, as I was saying, we now come to the Loco inside this packaging, and again we've got further foam inserts, top and bottom, to protect the Loco. Again, we can't approve enough of this sort of detail to protect the Locos. We take it out, and what a fantastic tiny little thing it is. Now, I have taken loads of photos because to show you all the detail on this on a camera is going to be rather difficult. So I've taken lots of photos, so we'll soon go into voiceover mode. First thing, it has a surprising weight for such a little Loco. If you're expecting something like a Hornby Pug, which is a little bit, you know, a bit older than this in terms of design, shall we say, you'll be surprised. It has a decent amount of weight. I think the certain amount of the bodywork, certainly the footplate, have some metal in them. We've got these wonderful turned, or feels like, could be plastic actually, it's hard to tell. You've got the whistles and safety valves, beautifully represented. You've got pipework, delicately, separately fitted pipework. I cannot emphasize how much, as you look around the model, you notice little details. As you can see, the British Railways 68089, beautifully represented. All the little details. Now, I'll show you in a photograph, but underneath here, underneath the boiler, you can actually see the motion for the inside cylinders and the rods driving the wheels. Absolutely astounding detail. that you wouldn't expect on a larger Loco, never mind one of this size. Looking at the front, again, the lettering beautifully applied, the numbers beautifully applied. Even though it's black, I think this kind of highlights the pipework and the the brass pipework. It has sprung buffers, softly sprung. Inside the cab you have all the water gauges. You can actually see the chevrons behind. The detail is absolutely astounding, and once again I will show photographs to show just how much detail there is inside that incredible cab. Again, rear buffer detail, you've got your lamp irons at the back. All the lettering is beautifully applied. I'm pretty sure you could read those gauges and run the Loco from them. Absolutely astonishing. Again, all the brass pipework beautifully represented. And underneath you've got the brake rigging, absolutely beautifully applied. You've got the sandbox, so delicate. The gap underneath the boiler, correctly displayed. Looking underneath the Loco, all the brake rigging is there. You're never going to look under there unless something's gone very, very wrong, but it's all there. And we've got tension couplings which spring back to centre, and they are removable. As part of the kit includes 3-link couplings in the accessories pack. But all of this is just absolutely incredible. And if you look through the chassis, you can see some of that detail for the rods from the inside cylinders comes right back there underneath the boiler. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, unless you run it over a glass tabletop, you'll never see that, but it's all there. So when people say to me, oh, £132 or £134 is a lot to pay for a little Loco, what I always say to people with Rapido is, what you're getting is, at a railway club in the old days, there used to be a guy that everyone went to take a basic Loco or a basic wagon and add all the little details. He was the only guy that could do it. Now you can buy that off the shelf, and it's worth an extra £20 to £30 for that alone. But with Rapido, you also get a Loco that runs beautifully every single time. So let's run this in and take a look at it actually on the rolling road. All hail Billy, the Enwins cat, our boss, our manager, our queen, and the owner of the whole establishment. At least she says so. Right, this is genuinely the first time I've seen the Loco running as well. So, let's leave it to running going forwards for a little while. So having followed the instructions and having it run for an hour, it is time to slowly bring it to a stop and set it in reverse. Okay, that'll do. Let's get it running on a layout. Okay, now to see it running on our Enwins Chaos Works layout, which I haven't used for a while, so the track was a bit dirty, needed a bit of cleaning. Anyway, let's create a bit of a story. It's late evening on Chaos Works, but Bob has been sent out to the Y7, which is still in steam, and there's some wagons to collect and a little bit of shunting, so off he goes. Now these wagons have to line up perfectly with the hopper. And that is perfect for the first one. And again. With the hoppers filled. Bob's really pissed off the boss, so he's been told to collect the gunpowder wagon as well. This track is very, very dirty. But as you can see, the Y7 is running beautifully. This is just a very basic controller, DC. Look at that. Now, if I was Bob, I'd leave that gunpowder wagon right outside the boss's office. Thank you for watching. Now, some very important information regarding this locomotive. Rapido have reached out to us as a retailer and given us some extra information regarding the fitting of DCC sound chips. The instructions in the pack, in the little booklet with the Loco, was written with the all the details from the samples that they got. And it turns out that the production items have changed ever so slightly. So they have sent us updated information which we will include on any Y7 models that we send out. If it doesn't come, get in touch with us straight away. Now, there is a link in the description below. We have very limited stocks, i.e. 7 Locos. So get your orders in. We will get them in the post to you. This is a fantastic model. You do not want to miss out on it. And as I said, the link is below. And if you've enjoyed the video, thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.